Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about this powerful upcoming Super Moon / Equinox going down on March 20th, 2019. This might seem for you like a busy, racy, demanding, fast-paced time. It does for me as well. But the whole thing is we're going through a big shift. Not so much our frequency. It's almost like your vibration has raised and spiked, and now there's this new potential that you could live your life at. But now we're becoming aware of all the aspects of our day-to-day life, our sense of self, all the different aspects of our life that are not in alignment with this now crazy, super high potential that we can exist at. So we're going through a rapid reorganization process of all those different things in our life that are making themselves known that no longer serve. So though it's busy, though it might be a bit emotional, a bit hectic, it's all for a great, awesome, totally worthy cause, where you can now live at this higher frequency and have it actually reflected in your reality, day-to-day physical, practical, visceral experience. So I know that was a bit vague, but it's an amazing month, and I'm very happy and excited to be here sharing about this with you. Before I get into the video, let me say, if you're brand new to my YouTube channel, welcome. It really is an honor to be speaking to you, someone who has dedicated themselves to this not always easy spiritual path. So I commend you, my friend, and I welcome you, and I'm happy to have you here. As a gift, I've created a free MP3 meditation that I made myself. It's designed to help you come into full alignment with your higher self. You're always in alignment with your higher self, but we're not always aware of it. And it's going to help you learn how to essentially tune in more consciously to your higher consciousness, and then use that vantage point to go through life from. It's totally free. I made it myself, and you can check it out down below in the description box if you'd like. With that said, I will see you guys inside the video. Number 1, as I already alluded to, I wrote down aligning your life with your newfound true vibrational potential. So the way this is going to play out is there are going to probably be things that you experience in your day-to-day life, ranging from your simple morning routine to your relationships, to your career, to the car you drive, the place you live, to anything involving your physical reality experience. Any of that is not really in harmony with your new vibration is going to stick out and demand attention, demand you to create harmony where there is now perceived to be disharmony, okay? And that sounds valuable, it is, but it can be chaotic when there's a lot of different things that are out of alignment, and you're getting pulled into this new you, this new life, and at the same time you're becoming aware of all these other cords holding you down, and it's just like this kind of a maddening type of experience. But I would invite you to focus upon where you're going, and to know that whatever's making itself known to you, which is usually very obvious, that is no longer serving, just to let it go. You really don't need it. I know your mind sometimes can attach to certain things that it thinks it needs, but remember this: you are now operating from your higher consciousness. Your higher self is leading the way, and the way it does so, it's not always in a way that is satisfying and legit to your physical mind. It's just through frequency and through resonance and through intuition. But that's the new wise way to go about life. So even if you don't think you're ready, if you feel, if you know, if you resonate with the idea that you are ready to step forward and to let go, then you are. If you don't believe me, just try it. Just try it. Just try it once, and you'll see it'll blow your mind at how smooth life can be when you just listen to your intuition and go with the flow. Number 2, you'll probably notice a lot more synchronicity in your life. not just the numbers. The numbers are like one of billions of different ways that synchronicity can play out. Your whole life, in a sense, is synchronicity. Synchronicity is when you catch, when you become aware of the fact that the energy state you're putting out is also showing up in your physical reality. The speed at which we manifest our state of being into our reality and our world is speeding up drastically. There's no longer such a lag. So you almost always know, what you're putting out there. And this could be the fluctuating moods you're in. If you're in, like, for example, when I'm in a really, sometimes I get really worked up on the computer. It's not the greatest energy to sit in front of a laptop, as you can imagine. And especially when I'm trying to do some kind of techie thing that I don't even like doing, and I'll get frustrated and I'll get kind of impatient. And whenever I feel that way, you know what happens? The cord that plugs into the computer, the charger is not working. My internet will keep disconnecting. The little variables on my little online world will start to go haywire in a very physical way. And when this happens, in the past when it happened, I would get so mad. Like, see, I have a reason to be pissed off. Now I know, I just step back. I change my energy. I take responsibility for the fact that I'm doing that. And then it goes smoothly. So that's my point. It's that you're going to be aware of where you're standing vibrationally by how your life's going. Sometimes it shows up in very clear and obvious numeric synchronicities, like a lot of times we feel we need. But it really could be anything. But the idea is to use that to your advantage, because it's so obvious now. When you're in a good state of being, you'll know it. You'll know it by your interactions with people, how the way you feel like you're flowing through life. And conversely, when you're in a funk or something, you'll know it too. But that's good, because not only you won't have to pay so much attention necessarily to how you're feeling, you'll just see it. You'll know when you're not in your optimal frequency. And just know it's all you. It's all within your control. And a lot of times it's a matter of just stepping back, taking a breath, having one grateful thought. Oh, it's so good to be here. I'm so happy to be here in front of you guys. You rock. I love it. And your energy state changes, and you just go through your day, and you'll see it become mirrored in your life. So it's about, there's a greater need for self-mastery, but that's good, because again, you're going to get the evidence to kind of help support you in this new state of consciousness. Number 3, I wrote down old emotions coming up strong, but for the last time. I know we all have emotional patterns that show up regularly in our life. And it can be annoying and frustrating when you thought you've dealt with that like 17 times. Why? This again? Oh my goodness. Well, there is a threshold, my friend. And there's a time, it's such a powerful time where the greatest version of you is now needed in the whole. So a lot of those things, those heavy emotions that might have tripped you up, you might find them coming up intensely, and it might initially cause you to think, oh my goodness, I've regressed. Things are going poorly. Why? And then you'll feel like I felt the other day, just grateful and awestruck as you watch the energy finally leave you for good. I'll kind of give an example of how this played out for me. So the other day, I was at a San Pedro ceremony with my wife, and there was this one person there, this big guy, this big ox, basically. He's this real tall, muscular, masculine, really attractive looking guy. And he, for some reason, triggered me. The presence of this guy made me feel very, randomly, insecure about my marriage. Is Patty gonna think he's attractive? All these old feelings that, I don't really think about anymore. I'm sort of past a lot of that, at least I thought I was. And why all of a sudden do I feel like I'm back in high school, nervous about my girlfriend cheating or something like that? And just that was like the general emotion that this particular person triggered within me. But it was so strong. I was almost shaking. And I could barely hide it. And I didn't even know what to do with it. I eventually said, hey babe, we gotta go. I had to get out of there because there was just such an intensity to this emotion. But you know what? I'm glad that happened because the emotion was so intense that it was obvious. I was able to finally see it clear enough for what it was. And in that awareness and in that final hurrah, I said goodbye. And I didn't have to do anything. It just sort of left. And you know what happened that evening? On the tail end of that emotional roller coaster is me and my wife connected on such a deep and beautiful level within a relationship that we've never experienced. We were just sort of like snuggling and stuff like that, like we used to when we first started dating. It was almost like that fire was rekindled because the emotion of this might be too good to be true because she might find someone else was finally gone. And we literally we just cuddled, and it was just, I can't really put into words how I felt, but it was magic. It was pure magic how we felt that night. And I felt that way towards her ever since. And I'm so happy that this big dude triggered this crazy ass emotional release in me, which was, of course, was challenging in the moment, but I saw it through. And I see where it's leading. So if you're feeling like an emotional basket case right now, fine, good. See it through. Trust the process. Number 4, I do want to highlight again, a lot going on at once. So I've been feeling very overwhelmed. And again, the way I look at it, it's like we have a lot of things that I'm still hanging on to and participating in within my life that are no longer serving me. They're no longer in vibrational harmony with who I am at the core now. At the same time, I'm trying to step forth as this new person and bring in these new things, these new projects, take on these new directions. So it's almost like it's too much. Something's got to go. The old has got to go. And it's never a pleasant energy. It's Mercury retrograde right now, and sometimes when we realize we're like doing this, it's like, but it's okay because you just need to do that one time where you're like, oh my God. And then what happens is you start to send signals of God help me out there into the universe. And guess what? Then you start attracting solutions. And I'll give an example. I was getting a little bit wild there, I realized. I've been feeling like I have so many projects within my work going on. So a lot of it's the new stuff I love, like the retreats and these new events I'm doing. But then I have all this other stuff. And there's also other stuff I want to do that I can't, like write books and so forth. And just mentally thinking about that was so exhausting. And anyway, just randomly, the other night I was coming out of an ayahuasca journey, and I was talking to this one guy who just happened to be an author. And I normally don't even talk to people after my ceremony. I just lay there for a while and I go home. So I'm usually too out of it. But I was just feeling good. I was talking to this guy, and he just sort of, out of 15, 20 people, just happened to be there. And we just got into this long conversation about how he was an author. And he literally broke down for me exactly how he did it. And the way he went about creating this book was something I can do now. But it was outside of the mental blocks I had for myself. What he said is that, listen, man, I dedicated 2 3-hour undisturbed blocks of time per week. And I was like, I could do that. And I was thinking I had to write every day or something. Anyway, my point is, from the stress comes the solutions. And it can come in some random person talking to you. Just the conversation was so mind-blowing and almost trippy and synchronistic at how perfect and relevant it was for me. But it can sometimes take those periods of realization and where you admit to yourself that you do have too much going on. So what can you cut out? You don't have to know how to cut it out yet. That's where your higher self comes in. And you get the author coming out of left field, talking to you and giving you the exact info you need. My point is, if you have a lot going on, this is good. It means there are some things that don't belong in your life, but you're ready to let them go. And you don't have to know how you're going to attract the how. So just play it cool, man. Trust yourself. Trust your life. Trust your awakening, and do your best not to freak out on anybody, because I know how it gets when you're really busy. And I've been that way myself. I've been waking up kind of tired. I still have too many damn things going on, but it's okay. I'm familiar with this energy, and I know it leads to a place of such harmony where you attract the ways in which you can let go these heavy weights, and then you get to find yourself more immersed in like what you really love, the energy of what you love, the manifestations of what you love, just the day-to-day activities that you love, and your world is arranging itself right now to make you so darn happy you don't even know. So just hang in there and play it cool and have faith. Number 5, this is all culminating in a big shift and a massive opening. Opening to what, Vic? An opening to the real potential of you living a life of your wildest dreams that are so wild, they're beyond what you could even have ever fathomed as a young child. And it's because you're that awesome. And the real you that's really that awesome, it's getting sick of business as usual. It's getting sick of feeling forced into doing things that no longer make sense and no longer resonate. And it will demand you pursue and embrace your dreams, but in doing so, you'll get them. You have the ability to live such an amazing life. And whatever's really stressing you out, it's on its way out. And it will soon be replaced by something that is actually in harmony with your true light. The true you is ready to, it's always existed, but now it wants to be existing in your physical character and personality and actual life. And that's what this is giving way to. So you might find yourself going faster forward than you would have expected into these big dreams that might just sort of be presenting themselves to you. It's important to really go for it and to have faith and to trust that whatever healing or adjustment you got to make along the way, you're going to do it. It's going to happen in perfect divine synchronistic timing, as it always does. Okay, my friends, I think that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun doing it, as you can probably tell. It's been an honor speaking with you guys. Listen, I know I don't do a lot of YouTube videos anymore. I do them as I feel guided to, and I hope you can trust that. But I'm on Instagram all the time. I do daily content on Instagram, and if you want to get more of this type of message, you can go ahead and check me out there. It's at Victor Oddo. Be sure to check out that free MP3 if you haven't checked it out. It's pretty solid. I've gotten tons and tons of great feedback from it. I'll leave links for all that down below. And with that said, I want to say I love you guys, and I appreciate you. I appreciate your likes, your comments, your shares, your emails, your messages, all the different things you guys are always expressing to me in a positive light. I feel it and I appreciate it, and I thank you. More importantly, I thank you for what you do, because I know what you do. You resonate with this, the stuff I say. I know what you're up to. You're a badass. You're a badass in training, and you are really doing something that not many people are doing, which is facing yourself. And it takes so much courage, and it's such a thankless job so many times. So I thank you. Peace. Good work.